Philippe Salah to the right of that little pairing there, coming back into the French team tonight as we welcome back Jamie Salmon to the microphone, former All Black and former England international. Jamie, this is do or die for the Fijians in pretty good conditions here tonight in Grenoble.
Yes, very much so, Keith. It should suit them again tonight. Obviously, both sides want to improve on their first performance in the World Cup for differing reasons. France, who were very, very sloppy, really, in their win against Romania, and Fiji, obviously, because they were defeated somewhat surprisingly by Canada. So it's a big night for Fiji, but it's a lot better night. It's very still, and the conditions should suit them. And I think they're going to have to play a very open game.
Now it's the Thimbi, the Fijian war dance, the Thimbi. Game. The referee is Derek Bevan from Wales. It's Fiji to kick off in very still conditions in Grenoble, which is a new stadium which has been rebuilt. A new stand has been built for the World Cup, and 17,000 people have packed in tonight. 12,000 of them under cover in case it rains, but it's been raining during the week, but not tonight. Conditions are very good. There's a lot of high excitement, as you can hear in the stadium. It's the first full international that Fiji, that France have ever played in this stadium. So there's a lot of excitement about the prospects of the French 15 here on the ground. Laurent Caban in the foreground, in the background Jean-Marie Cadieux, the new lock forward. Grégoire Lascube, Olivier Roumat, the big line-out specialist, will be up against an equally tall man in Eletier Savai tonight. Referee Derek Bevan is going to wait right until the hour of 8 o'clock tonight as Blanco goes back to his position before kicking off, because there's a very big television audience coming in for this match tonight. There are the French front row props. Number 12 is Kaliveti Naisoro. Severo Coranduandua begins this Group 4 match between France in the blue and Fiji in the white here in Grenoble, Stade Municipal. And probably because a lot of people remember the marvellous match these two teams played in the World Cup in 1987, there's a very big audience coming in tonight to watch this match live via satellite or off tape. And we welcome viewers from TSN in Canada, our viewers from our network in Japan, our English-speaking network in Japan, the South African Broadcasting Corporation, our viewers right across the Pacific, and a special welcome tonight to our viewers in Fiji, to Screen Sport in Europe, to Sky TV New Zealand, and this telecast brought to you by One World of Sport through Television New Zealand. This is Keith Quinn and Jamie Salmon. The first penalty of the match has gone to the visiting Fijian team, and there'll be a shot at goal, any chance for points for them. Jamie Salmon, what sort of a game are you expecting?
Well, I think the French will slow it down as much as possible and try and wear Fiji down. Fiji don't want a tight game at all. It's not their strength to have close quarter play up in the forwards. Obviously France, with Salah coming back, it's an important night for him. With Lagisquet out, it's an important night for Jean-Baptiste Lafond. and Andrea to see who becomes the sort of second best winger, because there's no doubt that Lagisquet is ranked number 1 in France on the wing.
Well, this would give the Fijian team a good early boost, but listen to the whistling and the catcalling and the jeering from the crowd here in Grenoble. Severo Coranduandua. He hit it very well, and that's a great start for Fiji. Coranduandua has got them away to the lead by 3-0, and the time gone 1 minute and 40 seconds. There it is, spinning through the night sky here in Grenoble, and down in between the posts for a good start for Fiji. It's a marvellous beginning for the Fijian team. They played Canada in the first round and were very disappointing. They were really pushed around over at Bayonne by a very big Canadian pack, the biggest pack I think in the whole group. As we look again at the well-struck kick by Coranduandua, he didn't really sneak it down the middle, did he? But it bent in nicely at the last minute. But that's a good beginning. Didier Camberavero kicks high. This will be a competitive kick, and the French team will get in. Now, they like to play it hard and tough and physical in France, and I don't doubt that that is exactly what they're doing, because they went in there and charged the man before the ball was at him. And this is Mosesi Bosanambola, who is the new halfback, away to Waisali Sarevi, this very talented young 5'8" stand-up half who's always got a lot of time, and he punched it across the field to touch. Touch judge on the far side is Les Beard, who refereed the Fijians in their previous game. No, I'm sorry, he refereed the Romania-France game, refereed the French in their previous game. Big jump by Olivier Roumat. Galtier back to Camberavero, and off the left boot side, he's hooked it to touch. Jean-Baptiste Lafond is on the wing tonight. He, remember, came on as a replacement in the previous game. A replacement when Lagisquet went off. They've kept Lagisquet out of this game, and Lafond gets a real chance to impress tonight. He's been in and out of the French team for a long, long time. Mbalaiwai, the new hooker, has thrown. That's knocked away by Booley and knocked on, I think. Yes, knocked on, says referee Bevan. You're watching the early stages of France against Fiji. Both sides really hoping to put together a better performance. The French were unimpressive for 65 minutes of their 80-minute encounter against Romania. Gaultier gives it to Blanca, who's up. Shot. This is good stuff from the French. Benazir is wearing a headgear tonight. Abdelatif Benazir wearing the headgear, but there was a forward pass in there, and it's back for a scrum near halfway. Here is Bosanambola. Tiny little man, only 5 feet 4 inches tall, away to Sarevi. Fumble! That's not like Sarevi. Did he knock it forward? It's gone down to Serge Blanco. Now look at that. He's almost stopped the game down there, almost as if he was saying to the other players, come and catch me. Of course, the whistle had gone further upfield for that knock on by Sarevi. A lot of excitement in the crowd here tonight. So there's a comparison of the packs. They're about even, aren't they? So that means the French will probably concede weight when they play Canada in the last match for them in this group. Blanco up again from fullback, and he's fired it behind Jean-Baptiste Lafond. A good tackle on Serge Blanco by Tomasi Lobo. But twice, Jamie Salmon, we've seen Serge Blanco come up very early on around that short side.
There's no doubt that France have been exploiting the blind side a lot more lately, and it was Serge Blanco on the right-hand side. And this time, for once in his life, Serge Blanco gets it wrong, because no dummy is bought, and of course he's far too late to get the pass away. I think it's a big night tonight for Gaultier, the French scrum half. there's no doubt that the politics in France off the field has all been about whether Pierre Berbizier, the former captain, should have been recalled for his experience at scrum half. And there's a lot of comment in France and amongst the players even saying that Berbizier should be part of the squad at least. But Daniel Dubroca, the head coach, wants no part of it at all. And for Galtier and also Henri Sons, who has played a lot more test match rugby, it's a very close run thing, so it's going to be a big night for him.
Well, the French selectors indicated they didn't want Pierre Berbizier for the World Cup squad. They didn't want his savoir-faire, if you like. And they went for Fabien Gaultier and Henri Sons. Tonight, Gaultier gets a second game. The injured Fijian player is the captain, Mosesi Tanga. And it looks like he might be in some bother. That would be a bit of a blow for them if he was to leave the field. Going in to have a look is Safanatha Aria, number 13. They've got as a reserve Penny Bolabola, who viewers who follow the game in Australia will recognise as the Queensland international, Penny Bolabola. Serge Blanco, in what I suppose you might say is the old-fashioned way, the captain goes across to check on an injured player on the other side, but it seems that Tanga is okay and will carry on. You're looking at Janavesi Mbalawe. The Fijians had this one but lost it. Kaban, Lascube. 22 metres line, shot, makes a good burst. But Abdelatif left it behind. Gaultier, lovely run, the whistle's gone. The crowd is giving Derek Bevan a tough time here. That was a strong burst by Gaultier. Now another Fijian player is down. But let's look at this again. Champ went in. We'll see what this ruling was for. Champ to Abdelatif Benazi. Maybe it was for those 4 and 3, keeping Fijian players away and not allowing them to come through. In other words, shepherded them off. And this is going to be a sad moment for Fiji. Mosesi Tanga, this player who's put a lot of work in to get into top physical shape for this Rugby World Cup, is leaving the field. Now they lost their hooker Naivili Wassa with a serious rib injury against Canada, and now Mosesi Tanga heads to the sideline. So that is very bad luck for the Fijians to lose their captain. And I'm not sure who takes over as the Fijian captain. We'll have to have a look. I would say it might be Laitius Savai, who's the former captain, who's in the second row. But that's only a guess, an observation on my part. There's Tanga down there in the foreground. Naimbukabuli, the prop at the front. So Mosesi Tanga is gone. Look at this from the French. Ferocious forward play. They're really going to try and work that supposed weakness in the Fijian tight forward play. Lovely passing. Blanco. Lafon. He decides to have a go. And Coran Duandua was good enough on the tackle. What a scintillating sight that is when the French pass the ball like that. Why don't we see more of it? Penny Bolabola is on the field. Jamie Salmon, superb.
Absolutely right, and the handling was absolutely spot on. The passing was in front of the players, coming on at pace, and Serge Blanco came through at pace and gave a much better time pass this time to Jean-Baptiste Bond, and at least he had to go at the fullback and had to go at running around him.
Ferocious attacks by the French team. A very good jump indeed by Sabai. This very experienced and tough Fijian forward. And look at the Fijian pack work hard. And packet goes to Coran Duandua, who can boot the ball probably as far as anyone in the World Cup. And the big policeman, over 30 years of age, who was such a star in that game, the quarter-final between Fiji and France in 1987, when he kicked goals, ran strongly, dropped the ball in a crazy position at one stage. And he's back in the game tonight, and I'm sure these people in Grenoble are delighted to see him and curious about seeing the Fijians. They very rarely come to France. This is the first time they've been to Grenoble. Palm by Champ. Lascube is not bad on that move that's called, or was called, the Willie away. Champ again, that's another great rush to the 22. Gaultier. Benazi. Camba Ribeiro. superb try. What a superb comeback try for Philippe Salah. This was beautiful flashing of the ball by the French. Look at this again, running it around the other side, and it was Benazi, Camberabero outside. Then there was the flying figure of Salah. He's had a hamstring problem. He dashed to the ball, he dummied and left the Bossanambola behind and flew for the line. That is a brilliant comeback try by Philippe Salah. Didier Camberabero with the kick. Beautiful kick. And France are in the lead after 12 minutes by 6 points to 3.
Good forward play again by the French. Benazi takes it on, shows good hands as well, and Camberabero in perfect support. And I tell you, there's some class centres in the world today, but none will beat this guy on his best days. And Philippe Salah is the jewel in the French back line. And when he's not around, they don't like it because he can produce bits of magic.
So a superb comeback for Salah. He's been injured and had problems on the tour of the United States. Missed the first match of the Rugby World Cup, but is back now. The deep kick by Coran-Duandua resumes play. This is Jean-Baptiste Lafond inside the in-goal area. The prospects are here. If the French continue to play like this and the Fijian team put up strong resistance, the prospects are there that we'll see a game every bit as brilliant as that one at Eden Park in Auckland, New Zealand, in the quarterfinals of the Cup in 1987, which France eventually won by 31-16, but only after a long, hard fight all the way. Minutes gone. Camberabero kicks out. Penalty for Fiji. Derek Bevan, big theatrical gestures. Bit of a language problem for him here, although of course the Fijians do speak English. But look at this. I mean, what's happening in these lineouts, you can never tell, I suppose. A Benazi offside perhaps, or over the top. Anyway, there's a change of shorts for Penny Bola, who came on as a replacement for Mosesi Tanga. You can see Pilier, he's a prop, 28 years of age, resident in Queensland for a lot of the time. And here's a chance with this distance for Severo Coran-Duandua to level the scores up again. It's a ferocious pace that both these teams are setting here tonight. Well, that was bad luck for Coran-Duandua. He had the right idea, but started out perhaps a little bit too close to the right-hand post. It bent away in front of the left. No change, 6 points to 3. Didier Camberabero. Lots of encouragement for Coran-Duandua. There's a huge kick by him. Too far, though. Brought it outside the 22 and kicked it out on the full. Brave tackle he put in before on the flying Jean-Baptiste Lafond, but he was unable to stop the brilliant try in the same corner by Philippe Salah. Incidentally, that's his 24th try in Test matches for Salah, which takes him into the top 5 in World Rugby all-time, World Test Rugby. Morocco throws. Champ going high. Galtier, Camberabero, they're flashing the ball again. Look at that, Salah from Mainel. There's a good breakout by Naisoro. The little man at second 5/8 or inside centre. Nice little passing here by Mainel to Salah, number 13. But the breakaway actually came from Naisoro. But I think he's ruled offside there, and the penalty has gone for the French.
It's nice to see Didier Camberabero not worrying about up and unders even at this stage of the game, and to see the French backs moving along the line is certainly going to thrill this crowd no end.
Perhaps an appropriate time to remind you about the story about Didier Camberabero. Seeing a close-up of him there. He's the man who plays his rugby wearing a hairpiece. Hits it well, but that's away to the left, the dropout from the 22. He wears a hairpiece, yes, believe it. He has done so for 4 or 5 years now. It's a pretty familiar story in France because he bought the company that made the hairpieces and now appears on a lot of billboards throughout France advertising them. Plays his rugby in the hairpiece. God knows how it stays on, Jamie. How did yours stay on when you were playing?
A lot of difficulty, I can assure you.
But there it is. So when you see number 10 for France, remember this. He's playing in a full head of hair. It's not necessarily all his own. So this is a deep kick to Coranduandua from Blanco. About who's got the hair on the Fijian players, is there? They're marvellous heads of hair. I remember one guy a few years ago came to New Zealand and he had the hair that would a Grenadier Guard would have been proud of. It was 6 or 8 inches long, right around. Marvellous traditional hair dress in Fiji, but they cut them short for rugby these days. The other interesting thing about the Fijians is that many of their top players were still playing in bare feet back in the 1950s, as recently as that. Here's a penalty for France, offside within the 10-metre line, and back goes Savai and the rest of the Fijian pack, Bola Bola, and Camberabero is going to come up and have a shot for goal. Jamie, I get the impression here that while we're watching this game, that already the French are quite clearly dominant on the Fijians. We haven't seen much from the Fijians at all.
No, absolutely right, and I think with the line out, with Champ at the back and Ruma in the middle, they're going to get the majority of the ball from the line-outs. So Fiji are going to struggle by kicking it out to touch as well. But no, they've got a great chance here now to stretch it.
Minutes gone first half. Didier Camberabero makes it 9 points to 3 to France with a penalty goal. Coranduandua kicks out. French pack are well gathered there. Rumat with possession. They're going to start a rolling maul. Well, the question to ask in the next few minutes is can the Fijians get into this game? They began very vigorously. They got the first points with that Coranduandua penalty, but they've been played out of the game by the flashing French backs and the brutishness of their forward pack in the last 10 minutes or so. Not happy with that decision. A little smirk came over his face. I don't know what the French word for smirk is, Jamie. Camberabero took his eye off that one, but he's broken out. Wide to Blanco. And Serge Blanco makes an error, putting it over the touchline on the far side.
I get the impression that I think Derek Bevan's a bit whistle happy at the moment. He wants the game absolutely run under his rules entirely, and he's under a bit of pressure too, because of course he's the man that's taken Clive Norling's place in this Rugby World Cup, who I think, if my memory serves me correctly, did the original quarter-final 87 between these two teams.
Yes, I think you're right there, Jamie. Out to the Fijians, Sarevi getting a chance, but under pressure. Blanco, he's just outside the 22 and they've got him. Got his pass away. Abdulatif Benazi. Philippe Saint-André's caught. Here are the Fijians. 5-2 there. Scrambling for the ball.
very rare these days to see Serge Blanco take a high ball. It's one part of the fullback armoury that he's not really very keen on fulfilling.
And he was just outside the 22, which is a good place to land a kick. Gaultier. Blanco's kick is out about the 22-metre line. So here's a chance for Fiji if their throw is straight from Dronovisi and Balawe. Here he is in the foreground. If they can get a good throw to Sabai or to Domoni. There's the problem. Olivier Roumat, a very big, tall man and an excellent leaper. Benazi down the back with Eric Schomp. Palm down there by Tawaki. Sarebi trying to bounce it into the corner, and he's done a good job. Again under pressure though. Waisali Sarebi, the Fijian first 5'8".
This is where France can get a bit slack clearing their own lines. I mean, they had a previous line out back to Blanco, who just casually with his left foot put it literally 10 metres down the line. It's these sort of periods where you've really got to catch France and put the pressure on, because there's no doubt under pressure they can crumble.
Morocco throws back to Gaultier, swings it back to Blanco.
There we have it again, but I mean, Serge got a bit more yardage that time, but it just didn't look urgent, it didn't look precise, as if to say, well, listen, lads, we've got to get out of the 22, let's get back up there and start again, because later on in the competition, this could cost France dear.
Bosanambola, the little halfback, good run, flies his pass in field to Sabai. Bola. Alaparetti and Derry, number 7. Bosanambola again. This is Peter Naruma, number 6. Bosanambola handles again, but Fijian players in a rather loose ruck situation go over the top, and Derek Bevan does what every other referee's done in this Rugby World Cup competition. He blows his whistle and makes a big gesture. That's Tawaki's hard drive. He's got Nderi with him, Bosanambola, but one player went over the top. That was enough for referee Derek Bevan. Here's where the next line-out will take place. Running time 24 minutes first half. Rugby World Cup Group 4 action from Grenoble in France. 9 points to 3. France are leading. Kick through by Nderi. Referee is signalling. He was held back, I think, as he went through. Nambukavuli, the other prop forward, who didn't play in the first game. That was a better piece of play. Look at Nderi come through hard there. And he was held by the jersey as he went for the loose ball by Gaultier, and Gaultier, number 9, who got him there, is penalised. Well, it's a simple, it's a bit simplistic, I suppose, but Severo Corandurando had learned from his previous kick, where he aimed it more or less at the right post and it curled away to the left, perhaps a little bit outside to the right of the right post. He may bend it around. Let's watch. Time gone, 25 minutes, first half. That's the same problem. It hit the post there and Blanco clears. Fiji have had a better patch in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Not much English being spoken here tonight in this game. It's only Derek Bevan and his fractured Welsh accent. That's Nambukavuli, Sarebi. And number 12 is Naisoro. Mosesi Bosanambola, the halfback, but the Fijian scrum has been pushed right off the ball. And, well, that's a call by referee Bevan. It seemed to me the ball was coming towards Gaultier, but now he's made a good dash. Lovely run by Cadieux, number 4. Now Gaultier again. Philippe Salah, who scored the only try so far, at the 22-metre line. I don't think the referee looked very closely there. That ball was coming, and referee Bevan didn't really look. It seemed to be coming down through the legs. He stopped it before it came out and gave the French the scrum, but that could have been a running chance.
If you're going to get any continuation in the game, you've got to look either side and see if the ball can come back. And Derek Bevan, I don't think made any effort there to look at the base of the French ruck and see where the ball was.
28 minutes gone. Scrum has gone down at the front row.
I want you ball square.
Proper to the inside is Gregal Ascube from Agen. Gaultier looks a lovely player tonight. Kemba Ribeiro. Look at Blanco up. Oh, pressure coming hard with a nice save by Tomasi Lobo. And Philippe Saint-Andre nearly getting through, and Salah as well. What a marvellous record he's fashioned in rugby. This is his 91st cap. Now, I've been doing my sums, and if he plays 6 games in the Rugby World Cup, Serge Blanco, he'll get through to 95 caps. And then there's some talk that he may stay on and play the Five Nations Championship, which will take him through to 99 caps. Surely the French will invent a game to make him 100 test players, 100 test caps.
It's funny, it probably concerns the French more than it does Blanco. He's never been a one for records. It'll be a marvellous milestone in the first, and who knows, he may be the last, but I can't see too many players in this game reaching 100 caps. Certainly, you've got to be a European with the Five Nations to do so.
Morocco throws, taken by Lascube, who's having a good game tonight, number 1. The Agen player who used to be a teammate of Daniel Dubroca. Roumat has done good work as well. Gaultier's looked sharp tonight. Kemba Ribeiro, here they go on the flash again. Brock Maynell. Oh, Salah could have had another try, but it bounced away from his arm and was lost forward. It's a very vigorous and virile French team playing the game tonight. Look at Maynell, and his pass just tumbled off the arm of Philippe Salah. There's the Fijian scrum and all sorts of bother. The coaching staff in the stand will be wringing their hands with anxiety with an hour of the game to go and the scrum not holding together at all. They've lost Mosesi Tanga, the pillar of their scrum, if you like, the cornerstone. And look at number 3 there. Naimbuka is having problems in the front row. Wasanambola. Big kick by Koran Duandua. Saves the situation, but only, I suspect, for the moment.
Good play all the same by the Fijians, because they realise the predicament they're in. They've gone for channel 1 ball, i.e. quick ball out the base in order to clear the danger. But super play by France. Having gone wide in the early part of the game, they brought Brackmanell back through the middle, and he's the strong man in the midfield, and he can get through a couple of tackles and across the gain line, which gives them the advantage.
Rumata Gaultier, number 9. Caught in midfield. Camberabero kicking into the corner, and he's just misjudged it. Tomasi Loba goes back and covers.
I get the impression with Gaultier, he just takes a couple of paces and has a look and then passes. He's got to decide whether it's his ball or it's Camberabero ball.
He reminds me a little bit of the way Graham Bashop plays, the New Zealander, who sometimes is prone to make that one or two paces.
Indeed, and one wonders whether they can pass off the ground, which seems a problem to them both.
32 minutes of running time in the first half. Corin Durando's kicked this one to Philippe Saint-Andre. 2 or 3 of the French players in the back line wearing the white under shorts which come down almost to their knees. Here they go again with the lineup. Franck Maynel. Oh, lovely run by Maynel. Philippe Salah. They've got him, but that's only 10 metres out. The French are running hard and straight tonight. Here they go with a rollover. Gaultier, Camberabero, Blanco, Lafond. Jean-Baptiste Lafond, the right winger, scores down the left wing side. What a scintillating run this was by Salah. It looked like he might go all the way, but big Sabai and number 14, Seru, stopped him out in midfield, which meant that the wing position over on the near touchline was hanging vacant with Seru tied up inside there. You can see number 14 is tied in, so when they spun it to the left, it was certainly a chance for Camberabero to score and also for Blanco, but he unselfishly gave it to Jean-Baptiste Lafond and he beat Naisoro to the corner. Well, that is bad luck for Camberabero. No change after the try. 13 points to 3. France lead 33 minutes in the first half. Well, it's going to be a long night for the Fijian team. They're still within range at 13-3, but apart from 1 or 2 excursions into French territory, it's been a bit one way in terms of the traffic. The French backline is operating in superb fashion tonight. Look at this from Vosanambola, and he just went teeter-totter and over the line. Here's the line out. Morocco throws deep to Caban, number 7. Oh, that could have been a forward pass, but the referee wasn't in a good position. A good kick by Vosanambola, taken by Olivier Roumat, or Cadieux actually, Jean-Marie Cadieux. Ondat does good work in the maul. This is a really fired up looking French team. There is Olivier Roumat. Gaultier to Morocco, spinning the ball again. Gaultier to Blanco. He dropped the ball when he was running with the ball. It just tumbled out of his hands. Unless we have another look at that one there. Watch Blanco. He gets it running forward. He didn't seem to be touched. No, I think it hit his knee. The ball hit his knee coming up. And that's a rare mistake from the master. "33 years of age. I can remember seeing him play against the 1977 All Blacks for a French selection at Agen as a youngster. He was just 17 then, I think. Let me think about my sums here. Maybe he was 18, 19. But he was very young and played a prominent part then against the 77 All Blacks. Came into the French team for their tour to New Zealand in 79. Tawaki off the back of the scrum. Oh dear. Peter Naruma lost it forward. And the Fijians don't need that to happen when they're being starved of the ball. Peter Naruma, he's a very good flanker. Had a good tour of New Zealand earlier this year.
Get back, get up, stand up. You come in quiet now. That's good.
Gaultier away to Canberra. Look for Lafont, trying to come in and get it from Salava. A bit messy that time. The Fijians had that covered. And that's a penalty against Eric Champ. You see him going over there. He was no more interested in letting that ball come free than flying to the moon. Fijians take a tap. Tawaki, they went back 10 metres. Wasanam, oh dear. Well, things are not going right, are they, for the Fijian players? There's Mosesi Bosanambola knocking the ball on. And even the French giving a little pat on the way back. They feel sympathy for the little bloke.
With the game nearing towards half-time, it's surprising that Eric Champ hasn't given away a penalty before.
Fabien Gaultier, lovely burst. Out to Blanco. And Serge Blanco goes in for his 39th try in Test rugby. But the referee's whistle has gone. The referee back at the 22 has blown for a forward pass. Let's look at this again. Fabien Gaultier gets it from Benazzi and makes a very good run here. And the pass to look for is the one from number 9 to number 15. Is it forward? The dummy there. The further good progress by Gaultier. Let's look for the pass. Well, there was a momentum there. The hands were up in front of the cameras. In delight, he's a popular man, Blanco. It was going to be number 39, but it wasn't. And Wasanambola kicks to touch. Well, Jamie, on the brief look we had, actually at the moment he got the pass, I thought it might have been forward.
Yes, it was difficult to tell, but another super move by the French, and also using this blind side. They're becoming very, very good at using the blind side, especially from set pieces.
What superb form he's brought to the World Cup in 1991. Serge Blanco, Champ, Didier Camberavero, Blanco, Philippe Saint-André. The French are looking for another try before half-time. Camberavero, Champ, Roumat driving for the line, Gaultier, Camberavero, and he lost it on the line, so 2 tries lost just before half-time. It's a busy night for the Welsh referee, Derek Bevan. Tawaki gets a clearance away to Sarevi, and Sarevi hurries it out. Well, running time has reached 40 minutes. There may be a minute or so before half-time because of that long injury break to Mosesi Tanga. Ifeirimi Tawaki made the pass there. It was Saleh Sarevi for the clearance. So right on half-time, a big leap by Roumat. Boston Mboli back to Koranduandua, and the Fijians are back up against the wall at the moment and can only kick out of that danger zone. (13-3), 2 brilliant tries, one by Salah, one by Lafond. If you look at that leap there by, look at that, there was assistance for Roumat, and they fell heavily, but France still on attack late in the first half. Pascal Ondat and his famous nose. Well, penalty there against the Fijian front row. Look at the position of the hooker there as they take the quick tap, the French team. Away to Champ, fast hands again. Franck Meynel. Superb for Salah. Jean-Baptiste Lafont is in for his second try. He got one in the left-hand corner and now gets one down the right-hand corner. Well, this must have been a superb pickup. We'll have a look at the camera from the opposite side of the field. A lovely run by Franck Manelli. Looks very good tonight. All the French backs do. Look at Salah, but look at this pickup here by Lafont. Let's watch it. It must have been a good one. We couldn't see it from the other side. There goes the pass to him. He picked it up on the bounce and was in for the try. Jean-Baptiste Lafont. We've seen some of the smartest back play in international rugby for a long time in the first 40 minutes of this game as Camba Ribeiro kicks for goal, and that completes an excellent first half for the French. Camba Ribeiro goals. It's 19 points to 3. Let's look at this again.
Well, the writing's been on the wall for some time, obviously, with Blanco's try disallowed and then Camba Ribeiro losing it over the line. But good interpassing again, and even going down and a tackler on him, Salah somehow got the ball away, and Lafont no problem from a yard out. And as I say, it took its time coming, but it could have easily been 25-point lead at half-time for the French.
Sky Sport is back live at the Stade de la Guerre in Grenoble for this Pool 4 match between France and Fiji. Win here will certainly help France go through to their quarter-final berth, winning their first 2 matches out of 3 in this Pool 4. They currently lead 19 points to 3 over the Fijians. 2 disallowed tries, one with a forward pass and one lost forward. And the French looking in rampant form. They should go further in this half. So let's join Jamie Salmon and Keith Quinn live back in Grenoble.
And back play, a lot of it's about confidence. And just Salah's presence there does wonders for the guys around him.
Poliasu Tambulutu, number 18, will play in the second half. Just having a look to see whether Vosanambola is the player who went off. I think he is. S. Mosesi Vosanambola is off, replaced by this man, Poliasu Tambulutu. Rugby World Cup 1991, the second half of the match between France and Fiji from Stade Municipal in Grenoble. The French have put together a scintillating first 40 minutes against Fiji. And the question now is, are the French going to stay in the same mood for the second half? They lead by 19 to 3. There was a replacement in the Fijian team at half-time. Halfback Mosesi Vosanambola went off, replaced by Poliasu Tambulutu. Here go the French again. Here goes Lafont. Hitting, it looked for a split second like he might have tried to get to the line to score a hat-trick of tries, but it shows the French are still willing to move the ball up by hand through their very fast set of backs. And if that's the case, then we're in for a treat here in Grenoble tonight, a treat from these French players, all of whom have come to the game in the most confident mood and willing to play the game at speed and at high pace. Peter Naruma taking it in near the goal line. Referee is Derek Bevan from Wales, and here's a chance for Fiji to clear from their own goal line. Well, they've packed them in tonight in Grenoble. This ground has been altered, a new stand built especially for the World Cup. There was some doubt a year ago when the New Zealand team was touring France whether this ground would be ready, because of particularly slow progress in the building of the stand, and they've made it in time. And what a splendid treat it is, this only match for the good people of Grenoble at the Cup in 91. We hope you're enjoying this match through TSN in Canada at the English language network in Japan, the South African Broadcasting Corporation, right throughout the Pacific, and especially in Suva and in Fiji tonight, through Screen Sport in Europe, Sky TV in New Zealand. This is One World of Sport, Television New Zealand sports service from the Rugby World Cup. France against Fiji from Grenoble. Referee Bevan is signalling. It's going to be a penalty for France, but the Fijians are just scrambling here. Morocco going for the line. Gaultier clears it to Camberabero. Will the referee give the penalty now? Blanco, Lafond, Saint-Andre. Jean-Baptiste Lafond has been given a roving commission in the back line in this game. He is all over the park, to the left, to the right, and up the centre as well. French have retained possession for an awful long time here. Camberabero with the drop kick. Away to the right. No change, 19-3. Let's look at the angle here from Camberabero, who's very good on these kicks. And it was just to the right of the right-hand post as Camberabero looked at it.
I don't think at 19-3 you should really be doing drop goals, to be perfectly frank.
Corandua kicks out. The Fijian players, their leading personalities in the Fijian team, good runners, players like Corandua and Serevi, just have not been in the ball game tonight. Every one of their stars, and there's little Serevi who's marking Camberabero tonight, every one of the Fijian stars have been shut right down. And it's a game that's been completely dominated by people like Camberabero and those in the back line further out and those in the pack ahead of him. Champ. Salah. Poliasi. Tawaki, bustled, loose ball. Poliasi trying to get him. His hand on it again. The corner flag is in the background. Blanco throws it to midfield. The referee has picked up on the throw being not straight.
There goes his quarterback contract for Serge.
Yes, that's right. Not quite like the Americans who tried a couple of the big crossfield throws there today. Here's Blanco's throw. Wasn't bad. Five minutes gone, second half. Tawaki away to Corandua, and this is all the Fijians can do in the game. They've hardly put together a constructive back move. Blanco is back. Sabai at the front, behind him is Domoni, and then Tawaki, number 8. It was Samu Domoni who got the touch. Touch judge on the far side is Australia's number 1 referee, Kerry Fitzgerald. And there's a replay from the far side of the field of the shortened line-out. See Poliasi getting to the same trouble that Wasson and Mbole had in the first 40 minutes. Free kick here for France. Now they may try the tap and rush, or sort of a cluster scatter thing. Champ is the leader of the pack. He's having a great game tonight. No, passing straight along the backs. The leader of the pack lost it. And now the Fijians have lost it. Poliasi, Tawaki, Serevi. Serevi getting support from Nderi. Poliasi, again Serevi, trying to get something going for the Fijian. Tomasi Lobo skidding across the touchline. The ball. Poliasi, Tambulutu now. That's Peter Naruma. Out into the Fijian backs. Nicely pulled down by Serevi. Korandu into the back line, but his little kick, the one they call the grubber kick, deflects off the heels of the French opposites.
There's no confidence in the Fijian player at all, both at forwards and at the backs. They really have not got to get it at the moment, and they look a well-beaten side.
Palm there by Savai, but the referee goes in, sets a scrum. Well, in the scrums, situation's almost equal, but in general play, the French have had it all over the Fijians tonight. Poliasi away to Serevi. At least it's good to see the Fijians having a chance. Out into the backs to Naisoro and Aria. Monko is across in defence. Poliasi away to Penny Bolabola, the replacement who came on for the Fijian captain. Mosesi Tunga went off. Tambulutu, the other replacement player. And here's Fiji with their first stern attack. Damoni, the lock forward, away to Serevi. Serevi to Naisoro. Naisoro back to Serevi. They're trying to play it like 7 aside to get something going. There's not a lot of confidence there, and it's lost forward. But at least it's something, and listen to the crowd in Grenoble. Well, they appreciate the courage of the Fijians in real adversity here. 19 points to 3. There's been no points scored in the second half, and we've been running 10 minutes so far. Big thump by Blanco. Korandu swinging it to midfield. Tawaki. Oh, a hard hit on Tawaki by Salah. What a superb tackle. Champ, Arumat, Gaultier, Didier Camberamero, Blanco. Oh, lovely hands. Benazi, that could have been a runaway for Lafon. He could have been around behind the sticks that time, but the ball lost forward. There's Tawaki taking it down. What a superb tackle by Philippe Salah. He's had a marvellous comeback game tonight. 77 caps, Philippe Salah. Only Willie John McBride, Mike Gibson and Serge Blanco have played more in test matches. So we're seeing a real treat tonight. We're seeing 2 of the top 4 cap players of all time in scintillating form at the peak of their powers. Well, that Fijian scrum is under enormous pressure. The man down, I think, is Nambukavuli. Yes, it is.
While we've got a break, Keith, I think it's very commendable that France aren't playing all their games at Parc de France. All the other host nations, England, Wales, Scotland, are playing their 3 group games at their national stadiums. And I think it's very commendable that France are, for instance, playing here tonight in Grenoble. They played their last game at Argent. So I think it's super from that point of view, and it probably shows the character of France and the way they go about it. They've been to Béziers, they've been down the south, and whereas England, Scotland and Wales are all playing their games in national stadiums, it's good for the game in France that these other people can see them and see the national side.
That's right. Well said, Jamie. The next game the French play against Canada is in Agen. They've been at Béziers. Grenoble tonight, Agen to come. The injured player was Mbalawe. Poliasi, Tawaki, Aria, Lobo over there. Here is Filimoni Seru. Well, it all looks kind of slow motion by comparison to the French, but Filimoni Seru getting one of his rare chances in the game out on the right wing, but he's well covered by his opposite number, Philippe Saint-André. Morocco throws. Benazir's up at the front of the line-out. Champ there from Toulon making good progress and goes right through the centre. Gives it on to Lascube, to Gaultier. And Gaultier was thrown heavily across the touchline. My word, he fell awkwardly. Look at the way Champ comes around here. You may not see the whole thing, but he came around, took the ball, and then drove right through the centre of the moor. Almost like it opened up for him. There he goes. And they send him right through the middle. That's Domoni Junior, Savai, sorry, number 5. Time gone in the second half is 14 minutes. No change since half time. 19 points to 3. Gaultier. Referee is playing advantage for Fiji, not retiring. Ondat takes it in there, inside the 22 here. The crowd is calling for points. It's down on the deck, kicked away by Nderi.
You get the impression here that France are merely going through the motions, that the sense of urgency has gone from their game, and it needs somebody to give them a big reminder to get it back on course again.
The Fijians are playing an interesting tactic. You see at scrum time in the second half, Poliasi puts it in, Tawaki passes it. And that means the ball is getting out for clearance by Tawaki here himself, or further on to Sarevi. Referee is talking to Kerry Fitzgerald, just a little friendly little chat, a bit of a joke there between the two. Philippe Morocco, talonneur, it's a beautiful word, the French word for hooker, talonneur, and he throws nicely to the line. Champ is doing good work in there again. Number 7 is Nderi, Gaultier, Camberabero. Oh, lovely work, Salah! Gaultier again, Philippe Saint-André, shrugs off a bit of a head high. Thrown down by Vola. Oh, man going over the top. The referee will play advantage. Beautiful hands. Maynel, Lafond. Oh, dear. And Blanco didn't quite read the script properly. Camberabero, but the whistle has gone.
That was certainly Serge Blanco's fault. I mean, poor Lafond had referees playing advantages there, obviously, and they do a good move down the backs, and they're all involved. And Serge looks as though he's going to double round because he he gives Lafond an early ball. Straight away, you see, he's looking to go around there. So that's the last thing Lafond's seen, and then suddenly Serge hasn't come. So I feel sorry for Lafond, really.
That's the first sharp-looking back move of the second half, really. Tawaki down in the back. Fiji have been under pressure the whole game here. They've hardly made a stamp on the game. And this one's all sagged down. Poliasi can see it. Serevi.
The only player really putting his weight about is Laurent Caban. I mean, the amount of running he's doing is quite immense. He's at every breakdown. He was there looking to charge down the kick there from Serevi. I mean, he's quite superb.
Rumat. Morocco. Ondat helps. Champ. Another strong one by Champ. Carried on by Lascube. Cadieux. Ondat very close to the line. Now they go to the setup. Rumat, my word, this is a powerful French pack tonight. Morocco, Benazi, Camberabero. The try is scored by Didier Camberabero. Look at the massive strength the French team are using here, smashing at their Fijian opponents, and they moved it around to the right. Benazi to Gaultier, a little pass to Camberabero, and he showed a good little bounce on his feet to get across, and then signaled to the fans that they'd seen the try first from down that end. Good work by Pascal Ondat here. Take it in, and then it came for Gaultier to move it away to the left as we're looking at it now.
Absolutely, and it's quite funny because they line up the blind side again, because even Salah was involved in that to a certain degree. Well, not involved, but he was available, certainly. I mean, you can see Salah in the background there, so they've come blind again as we watch Camberabero go outside the left-hand post. It's the French pack have got to work on this close-quarter stuff. It's never been their greatest forte, even in the Faroux years when he was trying to get them to play that way. Camberabero is a confidence player. That's why he's so delighted. He hates to be seen just as a kicker, and not that he made a startling break there, but he was there or thereabouts and got over for a try. But France can add another 12, 18 points, whatever they particularly feel like for the remainder of the game. The ball's in their court so much. If they want to muck about, they'll muck about and keep the score as it is now. But they're quite capable of putting another 3 converted tries on the board.
325 points in all Test rugby now for Didier Camberabero, which means he's edging up to the world's top 5 of all-time Test point scorers. Gavin Hastings is ahead of him with 349. Corandouandua kicks deep, and that's one way for Fiji to get out of their own territory. Jean-Baptiste Lafond behaving like a fullback there. It's his favourite position, fullback. And look at that at a clearance from him. Tomasi Lobo. Well, here's Tomasi Lobo. Now, if you're wondering about how Benazi qualifies to play for France in the World Cup when he's played already for Morocco in the prelims, have a look at this guy, Tomasi Lobo. He's been playing alternatively for Tonga and for Fiji for a number of years now, switching between one and the other, and has a bit of a record of representation for both countries. So that's all got to be sorted out sometime in the future. Although sitting next to me is Jamie Salmon, who did much the same thing, played for New Zealand and for England. Blanco again to Morocco. Here's another good attack coming in for France. Gaultier picks it up beautifully. Blanco, the dive, the jump, and Camberabera's got it down. That's a try again, surely. It came off the hands of Camberabero. I didn't think it went forward. That's my initial look. Let's look at this again from Blanco. Did this ball from his hands go forward? I don't think it did. I think that's a try, but the referee is right there, and he has ruled it otherwise. Chance for Fiji to clear. Tawaki takes it down.
Penalty for not releasing the ball, I think, from the tackle from Gaultier, so France can do as they will now. I certainly hope they don't go for a penalty kick goal, but I think there's a touch judge is saying something here too.
Number 6.
Peter Naruma is being called out.
Number 6. Number 6. No. 6. 6. Number 6.
Peter Naruma called out.
You watch your feet. Fight in with your feet, you mean? Otherwise you'll be in trouble. No kicking.
Marvellous to hear the Welsh accent, isn't it? Isn't it a lovely accent? No kicking, says referee Derek Bevan. And it's a penalty. Nothing's changed. It's still a penalty for France. Away they go again. Gaultier. Benazi. Close to the line. Penalty this time for Fiji. Poliasi Tambolutu hoofs it upfield. Blanco. Now what'll he do here? He's not a man to go for the drop kick. Oh, an intercept! Serevi! Waisali Serevi running like he does at the Hong Kong Sevens, and Salah comes across to save the day. Well, that's the one chance the Fijians have had to look like they do when they play the seven-a-side game, and we probably all agree that they're the best in the world at the sevens game. Blanco's pass intercepted here by Serevi, and he pulled it down like a juggler from one hand to the other and set off, but Salah caught him, and the movement stopped down here. 23 minutes gone, second half. 23 points to 3. Canberra Barrow. The ninth man to pass 300 points in international test rugby. Didier, the son of a French international, Guy Canberra-Barrow. Mbalawai throws. Poliasi. Here's a brave run forward by Nderi. Bola. Mbalawai to Serevi. Serevi finds Tawaki. Halfway line. Flinging it wildly into midfield. This is the little second 5'8". Naisoro. That's Damoni Jr. This is the halfway line. And lost forward there, says referee Derek Bevan.
Well, I'm afraid Fiji aren't really going anywhere at the moment. There's nobody really coming on with pace to the ball, and that's what they desperately need at the moment. And I'd love to see them get a try, I really would, because they've had a hard time over here.
Fiji lost their first match 13-3 to Canada. They're down by 23-3. They haven't yet scored a try in the series. France won their first game by 30 points to 3 over Romania.
Theoretically, of course, Fiji should have been coming second in this group.
Gaultier plays it with his foot, gets the bounce. Fabien Gaultier. Oh, Caban. Laurent Caban, a lovely play. Up again to Lafond, who's already got 2 tries. Superb skills by the French players. Morocco doing good work by the hook in the hooking role to set up the block. There's a man down. Gaultier is down over in the background. Fabien Gaultier, who's had a pretty good game tonight. He's shown that he's a real runner. Reminds me a wee bit of Jerome Gallion, who used to play for the French not so long ago. But Gaultier is down. A heavy tackle on him there. Big hit on him. Let's look at this again. Peter Naruma dived at him. He got away. Played it with his foot before he got the bounce. Look at that superb muscle definition on the thighs. He's a real athlete, a real runner. Oh, and a very strong hit on him by Calaveti Naisoro. Here it comes again. Naisoro coming in from the far side as we look at this view. Hands off Lobo, and then a big hit in the back by Calaveti Naisoro. Laurent Caban again, Jamie Salmon. You got some more words of praise for Laurent Caban, number 7?
Well, I hope for his team's sake he hasn't picked too early in this World Cup, because with all due respect to Chom and Benazi, he's a different league to them, and Gaultier there, as we see, getting another hit. But I don't know why they play left and right, these two. Caban should always play open side. Here we see Chomp's on the open side.
Benazi inching forward. Back to Gaultier now, away to Canberra-Barrow. There is a lovely break by Manel. Has he got another pass to Salah? And it's a hat-trick for Lafont. The right wing has done it again in the left wing corner. Jean-Baptiste Lafont, superb play. They showed the ball, they flashed it again. Lovely running by Manel. Look at Manel here, strong on the burst. Salah backing him up again. Second time handling it by Salah. And then it's Jean-Baptiste Lafont in for the try. He has 2 in the left wing corner now and 1 on the right. Will we see 4 from him? Will he level it all up and get another one in the right-hand corner?
I don't think he'll get one from St Andre, that's for sure. He certainly won't get a pass from him. But good hands again, and Salah makes all the difference. He gets put down in tackles, and he gets up within a matter of seconds, and he's looking for the play again.
27 points to 3. This is Didier Camberabero. Well, that's a cross in front of the posts, but that is try number 5 for the French team. L'équipe de France in superb form here tonight. Superb, as they would say in France. 27 to 3. Well, Fiji are going to bow out of the Rugby World Cup with 2 losses, but they can at least gain some satisfaction from knowing they had to meet France in the most rampant of moods. And there is the pass from Manel to Salah, and then the overhand pass to Jean-Baptiste Lafont. Remember, he's the right winger. He's scoring in the left-hand corner again. The kickoff is down to midway, halfway and 22. Fabien Gaultier controlling things like a real veteran. He only came into the French team for their tour to USA this year. Played that tour with Aubin Weber. Camberabero, long spinning ball to Blanco. There's the man who's been given the roving commission, Lafont. And the 2 number 11s meet. Lobo has tracked him across from the other side. And now trouble for Eric Champ. I think Champ receiving some attention on the sideline, wants to come back into the game again. Well, he's a fiery customer, is Eric Champ from Toulon, his 40th cap today. He's also been struggling with injuries over the last couple of months, but he's enormously popular, well, certainly very popular in Toulon. In the club play, of course, they dislike him intensely, the other clubs, but wearing that blue jersey with the Chanticleer emblem, he is certainly one of the popular members of this French team that's played so well tonight. Olivier Roumat. Very close to the line. Then maybe the French forwards are going to show us how they can get across for a try. Shoppers with the ball. Morocco. And I think they threw Morocco back right on the line. Gaultier out to Salah, and Salah gets his second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching a treat tonight from this French rugby team. They were piling in hard. Morocco nearly got the try, out to the left where there was clear space, and this was perhaps one of the easier tries, as it was completely no traffic there, and Salah came around, had to have a look to make sure he was okay. The try is down, 31 points to 3. Camberabero makes it 33 to 3, and the time gone in the second half, 26 minutes. So 15 more minutes to play. I'd love the television people to put up that caption that shows the territorial advantage, because it is must be huge in favour of the French team in the second half.
It's now a case for the French forwards, and certainly not going to be outdone by their counterparts in the backs. and they're all getting a part of it now.
Okay, Jean-Baptiste Bond to Blanco. Look at Philippe St. Andre saying, kick it ahead, monsieur. And unfortunately, the message didn't get through to Blanco, and the mood broke down. But this last 15 may well be a nightmare for the Fijian players. Kawaki's tried that drive off the back again, but look how Fiji are going straight back. Alaferetti Nderi. That's the hooker in Balawai. Nderi again. Carried on by Poliasi. Oh, Poliasi to Damoni Jr. Right near the line. Try and score! Well, it was some courageous play right up the centre of the field. Poliasi, it didn't look as though Blanco wanted to tackle for a while, but then he embraced him around the middle. Damoni Jr., the lock forward, made a dash for the line. The ball goes down. It's rolled loose. It doesn't go forward. And Peter Naruma, number 6, gets it, claims it, and puts it down under the posts. Fiji are on the board with their first try. The injured player is Samu Domoni, one of Fiji's most promising forwards. He was the young man that played in the Southern Hemisphere team along with some of the great All Blacks and Wallabies up in Hong Kong earlier this year.
And Maynell and Sella are both receiving treatment as well. They collided after that tackle. Maynell made the final tackle, and they collided soon after. As I think you'll see here, Blanco makes the tackle here, but once it's passed on, you'll see Frank Maynell come in with a smothering tackle, if you like, to try and stop the ball being released. And there's Sella illegally tackling as well, but he tries to go over the top and he clobbers Maynell on the head and also his knee. So those two will be receiving treatment as well.
Well, this is very sad for the young Fijian lock forward, Samu Domoni. Domoni Jr. they call him. He's just 22 years of age, from Waimanu and Rewa. Big fellow at 198 centimetres, nearly 2 metres tall, nearly 6 feet 6 inches. Great prospect for the future for Fiji, but not anymore for tonight as he leaves the field. And it looks like maybe Lasenia Kato or Epeli Natuivao will come onto the field. Fiji 9, France 33, 33 points to 9, says the man on the PA. And the conversion going over. In 1987, the magnificent match between France and Fiji was 31-15 to France. There's Canberra Barrow saying he needs the ball. Lasenia Kato coming into the team, the 24-year-old from Nandi. So they'll rearrange their forward pack with the loss of Domoni. Canberra Barrow kicks off. Fiji showing real courage there to get through and score the try. There is Lebon Caban. He's had such a good game tonight to Champ. That's not a good pass, and it's gone forward from Gaultier. Kicked away by Naisoro. Blanco. Referee will probably decide that was enough advantage, and the Blanco's kicked down. Sarevi. Good anticipation. Poliasi. Severu Koranduandua. A deflection. Cadieux has lost it. Penny Volabola might have lost it forward as well. We'll look at the referee's decision there. He rules that Jean-Marie Cadieux who's having his 4th cap tonight, has lost it forward. Enormous skill here by Blanco. Runs this way, ducks the other way, and then punches a kick along the touchline. Very good play again by Serge Blanco. Tawaki. Sarevi. Maynell. Salah. Blanco. This is bounced awkwardly over Tawaki's head. He's got Corandu into it, Severo. Well, certainly Jamie Fiji getting into the game here. The French don't quite have that same urgency at the moment.
No, absolutely right. They're very much going through the motions. I mean, we saw by Eric Sharma's pass just before. I mean, it was a shocking pass after Caban had done some good work. But they'll suddenly have an inspirational flash, and they'll probably get a couple more converted tries by the end of the game.
Olivier Roumat, who's had such a good game at line-out time. Gaultier. Camba Ribeiro, Maynell, look at this nice passing. Blanco's up again. Lafond. Camba Ribeiro. Beautiful passing. Blanco. Benazi. Lafond down the left wing side again. Oh, and the big prop forward. Lascube has spoiled it all. And now a bit of frustration coming into things. Referee Bevan shouting at the players, and the touch judge on the far side has his flag up. But let's look at this piece of play. There is Jean-Baptiste Dupont, who's done so well in a sort of a roving commission. That's how I call it. Left, right and centre. And there is a conversation between the two touch judges, the touch judge and the referee over there. Somebody punched somebody. The referee's come right out to there to have the penalty, so it must have been further back upfield when that incident happened. Pauliasi. There go the Fijians trying to get some momentum going. Players going over the top from France. There's the big windmill action from referee Derek Bevan from Wales.
He could have played a little bit more advantage there for Fiji. Penalties aren't great for Fiji at the moment. They want loose ball. Now, he's absolutely right. France do go over the top.
That's right, and the ball was coming on the Fijian side, but now they've got it again from broken play. There is big Nderi and Naruma, but that one's lost forward. Well, they're showing some spirit in continuing to run the ball. Sarevi's a bit frustrated. This fine young player, only aged 22, who dazzles everybody every year in 7-a-side rugby, all over the Pacific and up into Hong Kong and then into Scotland last year at the Melrose Sevens. Crowd is counting down to 40 minutes in the game. On the board, it's showing 40 minutes, so time is up on the clock, and we have seen the festival tonight, a Mardi Gras. The French team have played some marvellous football. 4 second-half tries, 3 in the first. Gaultier finds Lafond, who's done so well tonight. Maynell, who's looked sharp at inside centre. Deflect down, taken by little Naisoro. And the Fijians trying to have the last say with the winger Filimoni Seru thrown over the touchline. Very near the end of the game. The Fijians might be on attack, but certainly in the first half and in the early moments or the middle moments of the second half, we saw a French team in dazzling mood. The kind of football we haven't seen before at the Rugby World Cup in '91. Fabien Gaultier, will the French run it here? Camba Ribeiro was there, standing very close. Blanco. You know, I think he was going to run it. There's the kick to touch. And there's still time for a bit more. No, there's not. It's over. France have come into dazzling form. Their captain, Serge Blanco, a brilliant set of backs and a fiery set of forwards. have sent up a marvellous rise in form by beating Fiji by 33 points to 9. Marvellous rugby in the Stade Municipal in Grenoble tonight. Eric Champ was just one of a brilliant set of French forwards. They've struck back in marvellous form, and Fiji have their second defeat, with France now a win over Romania and a win over Fiji by a similar score. Lescube led the way early on, was part of a fine team effort by the French. Marvellous victory. You can see it in the mood of the crowd here. They're delighted to have Philippe Salah and the others back and in such good form. France are now showing the way a bit in the Rugby World Cup with their victory tonight in Grenoble over Fiji by 33 to 9.